Hello, Chalk Brogson here. This is my very first YouTube stream, so be gentle. I hope the audio is okay. Now, let me see. Okay, so what I'm working on today, if I can't seem to see any of the chat. Maybe I'll just split this up. Okay. Right. So I'm working on my mega dungeon, which is spanning over 9 separate pages. We have this young man's head, which is sticking out of the ground. And this hand, of course. So let me see if I have a copy of it somewhere here. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we're mapping under. Okay, so there's a massive dungeon. There's a story to this. So this is the Temple of the Hand, or the Temple of Tyr. This is Tyr's avatar, which was turned to stone after Loki stole his soul, or some shite like that. Am I allowed to swear? Yes, I'm allowed to swear. It's my stream and I'm not going to monetize. Not interested. Okay, so I'm using, this is just because these questions will come up, okay? They always come up with anything I post, okay? I'm using a Sakura Micro and Pigment. I am not sponsored by them because I'm also using Staedtler pigment liners, okay? So I am a pen whore, you could say. I'm also using this light board, so you can see that this turns on in the background, which I find is very useful. Bit of isometric paper. Okay, let's not drop my work everywhere. So we have come into the dungeon through the ear. Because the temple wouldn't allow us. I still have to work out what I'm going to put into the temple. There's a temple basement and then the lower level of the temple. But this excavation site has allowed us access to the ear. And we've come down we've broken through the wall and along underneath the beard, where we encounter some bearded dragons. That was an idea of one of my patrons. I thought, okay, definitely, that's good fun, okay, the irony. So, into this chamber here, this door has been barred for many years, but now a crowbar can't stop us getting through. And then we're into this section. Now, obviously, you can access it from underneath the temple as well. So this is how you get into the main section of the dungeon. So we have a little trap here, little pitfall trap. First trap. I'm not seeing. Okay, right. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think I should pull this one over here so we can see if there is any comments. Right. If there is anyone watching, throw a little message in the chat. Just tell me, is the quality okay? I know there's probably a bit of interlacing there. I just need to adjust this lighting. Oh, you know where that interlace is coming from? No. Let's see. Okay, that is improved anyway. Still a little flicker. Okay. So, I'm going to map just over this section of muscle here, and we'll work our way downwards. It is slower than the time lapses you're probably used to, so bear with me. I will try to do as fast as I normally do. But... Right, so I have this chamber here, and it's going to connect on to this one here. So I have a little bit mapped out. Right, we don't actually need this because we transfer information on. I just need to line this up slightly. Okay. I think I have something down here as well that I can use as a reference. So let me see. Okay, that's perfect. Right. Because we're going to be working on this a little while, I'm just going to stick it down on the edge with a bit of masking tape. Here we go. Okay. So you have to climb over here, and there's like these water dripping up onto the arm, and it's just like pouring down into a pool down the bottom here. So let's get that pool going first. It's a lot of water, just like for a little skill check. And as the water just like springs off the arm here, so let's just and it streams down the side of the arm. Let's probably cling to the arm like that as well. This is all wet as well because it's just dripping everywhere. So not only do you have to climb down, I don't know how many feet that is, that's like a good distance, but it's also a slippery surface, so this is not going to be an easy dungeon. Don't ask me how many or what level dungeon it is, but it's going to be high level. Okay, so that gives an idea of water flowing off. I might work on that a little bit again. Just to this little edge on it like I would do in my other maps. No. And then start working on the walls. Okay, so that hooks underneath there. And then this is shifted slightly. Right. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit longer. I like to stick to the grid for these isometric dungeons. Yeah. And then this one here is going to, oh yeah, we're going to go along here and then back into the wall, or into the arm. Oh yeah, so actually, if you haven't seen, maybe you have, the overall layout of the dungeon, just so you kind of get a sense of it. This is what we're going with. So this is my rough sketch. I also have like a full length sketch on the door. Just something I was working on. Okay, so this water is going to flow past here. Okay, let's do this first. Yeah, this is slow progress. So you're that's isometric dungeons for you. That's most mapping actually. That's what's good about the time lapses. I'm able to represent a huge amount of work in 30 seconds like that. Now this water, let's just have a little flowing out and shoot a little hole like so. Yeah, actually this doorway here, now I'm going to move this door actually down to here. So it's going to be tree high. Just these are large doors. So go up and over to here, and they're too wide. I should say this is my first time actually talking on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much to my patrons. All of these maps are made possible by my patrons, and they get a high resolution copy of each one. So that should have been the first thing I said. I've probably lost all my patrons. Didn't thank me in your stream first thing. Okay, now I've lost all my for terrible impersonation. Okay, I'm going to. I would say I'm going to shut up, but I don't think it's actually possible for me, and I don't think I should because I'm streaming. Be prepared. I sometimes sing. I just sing randomly. I might forget that I'm streaming, and you're going to get an earful of it. But you can always just watch me and mute me. That's one of the things you can do. Or you can put on, they can try and have great subtitles for me. I don't know what they will come up with. Okay, so here's a little door to who knows where. Now let's just turn this off so we can get a sense. Okay. Ah, yes. Okay. So, this doorway here, and one of the purposes of it is so we can have a little look at this here. This is, let's add the scales. It is a section of, I'm going to have to look this up, and I'm going to butcher the name. Jorgen. No, let's just actually look at the word. Okay, his name. You could just call him the World Serpent. Jormungandr. I think I got that okay. So Jormungandr, in this story, okay, he is traveling around the world, but we're going to end his head here, biting onto Tyr's heart. So he goes off this direction here, and where's the other side? Okay. So I have his right. So this is connecting here. This is the rest of the body, the rest of the torso. His other side is wrapping onto Tyr's arm, and heading off yonder for a little trip around the world. So I thought it'd be nice have a little room that people can just have a look at them, see. And I'd say this room, you can see it moving, something like that. Now, scales, I actually didn't think about which direction scales should go, but you know what? Going this direction, as long as they're consistent. So this is our Jormungandr, the world serpent. You can get up close and personal to him. Give him a friendly pat. And another thing about my mapping is I'm slower than you might expect, but also I don't say, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I jump around a lot. So see, I see something that's in front, especially with an isometric map. If there's something in front that needs to be done first, I'll do it. Like this door needed to be done, and then I said, oh, okay, I'll look at this, I haven't finished. So I jump around a lot. Physically and metaphorically. I also forget to drink my tea a lot. So I'm going to take a little sip of that. I don't want cold tea. I also don't want drips on my map. That has happened to me more than once with Photoshop. So there are originals sitting around in my folders with tea stains. One solution could be I suppose, stain the entire thing, but I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Right, so this is going to go up the arm this way. As I said, I'm jumping around, so let's move on to something completely different. And that section of wall. Do it again. So the idea is, okay, Tyr has been awoken, his soul has been taken by his soul has been taken by Loki. That was millennia ago. And his soul stone is where his soul is kept. And some adventurers brought it back, but because the wolf Fenrir was placed to guard his heart chamber, which is going to be here. It's going to have like 4 chambers, one with his heart, then one that would store his soul, and then some electrical stuff, and then actually I'm going to put the chamber with Fenrir in here, and then some electrical stuff to kind of kickstart his heart. Because his soul was taken, that was an opportunity for the world serpent to just come in and rip a hole through his back and bite into his heart. But he started turning to stone because his soul was gone. So the world serpent could not penetrate fully. He started penetrating, but then it's like the heart is stone. The problem is he's now come back as a golem, and he's starting to turn into flesh again. Because he's been commanded to turn back into flesh as, and that was not him, but the golem was commanded to turn back into flesh. So now the world serpent can start slowly crushing his heart, And if he dies, Fenrir escapes, bringing on Ragnarok. That's the story of the dungeon. So let's not let that happen, shall we? Right. So this is going down here. I'm going to extend this on slightly. Hold on. Wait a second. So that's kind of like so. Oh yeah, okay, that can come. So we have a heap of submissions in for mapping next month, and some of them sound great. I'm not going to actually mention any of them because there is one I have to mention. Someone wants to Yoda's nursery when he was a child. Sounds like good fun, but that's all. If people want to map something else, vote for that. In my Patreon, for those who aren't patrons, I make what people put submissions in, and they might be in their own homebrew world or whatnot, or might just be a good idea. Whatever ones are voted for, they're the ones I make. I then link in with that patron who submit the map, and I will make it however they want it. So we're going to make that a little bit taller. No, you know what? We want to see the arm come in like this. That's good. Okay. But that's starting. I took a break from that for this month because I wanted to make one large dungeon. So that's why I'm not making lots of different maps. I'm making just one map set in one world. Okay, so this is going on like this. I have to be super careful. Don't make a mistake. Okay, Fennec. Okay, sorry. No one was chatting, so I just like love the way to staircase. See, whirly dirly down there. Oh, wait to see the staircase I have coming up on the next page. I want to work my way down to that. Where is it? Oh, it's on this one. Yeah. Oh. It's somewhere here. Oh yeah, it's on this one here. Actually, I'm going to do that now because that's actually something I wanted to do on the stream, so that I can make an absolute balls of it in front of all 2 people that are watching. But yeah, the way I have this, it's always like a mental kind of challenge to try and to work this out. Okay, so each step that I go down like this, I'm rotating 90 degrees, okay? So that the spiral has to rotate 90 degrees. So I have to match in the circle that has like a clock on it, and it's moving, you know, a 12th of the clock face for each step that goes down. I have this section done. I might use my template, but the template is dreadful as well. But you know what? Let's try it. Okay, so we have this one here. I'm going to just turn this off. So here's my whirly dirty. starts like that. Then it goes out, it drops down a third of this distance here and goes out at 1/12 of a clock face, like so. And then the same again for, so that's going to drop down, it's going to rotate, and then this one here. So, like so. No, I think I backed it up. One, two, three. Yeah. So as I said, you know what I mean, that's what I'm doing the stream for, so I can show off my skills at butchering a map. Yeah. So that should be a little bit shallower. And this one here is, should be one. It is, oh, it melts my brain just to do this. That drops down like that, and then this one here goes out at that angle. Okay, so let's close that off. No one will ever know. Okay. Right, and let's use our template. Daryl, how are you? You can't post GIFs here though, can you, Daryl? So I'm sorry, you're using all of these words. I'm so used to all your entertaining GIFs on the, oh, this is wrong. I have a different one somewhere else. No, it's not wrong. Okay, let's try it. This should be fine. This should be fine. I'll just construct them one at a time. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a razor out and do it brand new. That's what I'm going to do. So you can see how much of a head melt a spiral staircase is, especially if I want to do it right. Now, that's one thing I love about pigment ink, okay? This is the only sort of ink you should be using for mapping. It just stays where it is. You can just take a pencil, job done. Okay, so let's make sure all of that is gone. Okay. Okay, see you, Daryl. Thanks for joining us. Right. That's perfect. Okay. Now we need to mark out. So that's where it starts, and that's going off here. One down. And that's, I was doing it correct. No, it wasn't. Okay. That should be going off here. This one is going off here. This one is going off here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back around here. So this is why I have these measured out. And I have lots of these. I am going to perfect these because this is actually what I was looking for on my next page. It goes down even further. we have like Spiral City. It's like a big, deep well of spiral staircases. So, um, let's draw the edge of this room. How do we exit this room? Oh, no. That's the only way. Edge. So I'll draw. Okay, so this is just me getting comfortable with a stream. But if people have any ideas of, we could do a specific stream for a particular type of map that you'd like to see made, that's absolutely no problem. This is slipped again. Yeah. So that should be up there. It's not too bad. It is not too bad. I always use older pieces of, especially with this sort of paper, I use older pieces of tape so that it doesn't rip the page when I pull it up. So you can possibly see. No, you probably don't see. That's why watercolor paper is brilliant. It doesn't rip at all. You can just like put it down as hard as you like. So there we go. This one here. So that's the top of the staircase. So it's going to drop down a third. Goes down, and this one here goes like that. Then it comes from here. It's going to go out. So try to work our way around to here. So a third. So that's going to go to here. This one here is going to go to here. And then they're going to drop down. So that drops down, that goes around. This one drops down, that goes around. Okay, have it. Who knows what's going on here? This was an amateur staircase builder who built this first section of stairs and caused a huge amount of accidents when the dungeon was being built for the first time. So he was fired, obviously. So that's to aim towards the middle. It's just an absolute mindfuck. Anyway, I should be swearing like that. But, okay, so we'll do the bottom of that, like so. And then we can see the wall, like so. Okay. So that's made its way around to here. Then you don't kind of see the rest of it going here, here, and here. So we can skip that bit. It kind of just goes, works its way down to here. So you can see a little bit like that, but then the rest is going to go down like that. Draw a nice straight line. The less lines, the better before I ink, because sometimes I'll have this completely mapped out and I won't know what any of the lines mean, and it just goes anyway, any which way. Okay, so let's just mark this last one again, because we are definitely going to see this last staircase like this when it comes full circle. And use this one as a little reference, because I think this is okay, but putting it under the page is it's tough to actually see what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so that goes like so. Let's work our way upwards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that one is to here. This one is going to go out to here. It's going to drop down and around. And then that one just goes around like so. Okay, and let's pop the middle piece down like so. Let's go around, down, around. Okay. And then we'll put the underside of this one here around. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Spiral staircase. So now I just have to do that 40 more times and we're done. Settle in. We're here for the long run. Actually, you know what? I should really set up my phone for this so that we can do a little, because this is going to get in the way of the stream, but this, yeah, you know what I might do is I'm going to do this here. I'll show you how I set up my little time lapse. I use like professional device like this called a toast rack. Can't even get those, they're just exclusive. And I use time lapse software on my phone. So I might do a little time lapse of these here. I haven't done time lapses for a long time. So, electrical stuff. Snake per se, but electric activity due to eels. Eels, nice! Actually, I was trying to work out, I knew there was going to be a cauldron. This is why, this is why the internet is great. They will answer all of my questions. There was someone said something on Facebook, Facebook page, and it solved something for me of, but I've forgotten what. It solved it, now it's broken again. But the eels, yeah, I have a cauldron down there. It's going to be in right down the bottom, in the feet. I'm going to pop a little cauldron. And it is actually cauldron in mythology. Its name is no, let me have a look. Where is the cauldron? I know the chain that Fenrir is attached to has a name as well, Gelpnir or something like that. The cauldron's name, it's like, why bother even naming it? But it's important. Let me see. Okay, welcome back, Darrell. I'm just looking to see if I can find the name of the cauldron that involving Tyr was in. I think he was in some giant place he had hid in a cauldron. Maybe did I write it down here? Oh yeah, here it is. It's on my page. Okay, so it's Himiskvida. If I mispronounced that, I apologize to Vikings. But that cauldron could contain electric eels. Nice. Okay, so actually I'm going to write that there. I'm going to steal your idea. Electric eels. Nice. Everything is coming together. I was thinking like have like some kind of like vats or something like that potatoes. There has to be potatoes. And you put it, because you can actually generate electricity using just a string of potatoes stuck together. We learned it in science class. And because I'm Irish, I have to mention potatoes. Let's just get out of the way. Okay, let's go back to this room here. We've done one set of spiral staircase. I'll go all the way down. But in the meantime, I will continue with the rest of this section of dungeon. If you have any ideas of like other things, like I like electric eels. And if you have any other ideas of elements that should go into this dungeon, because I have lots of empty elements. I mean, well, yeah, it's actually just a regular light board, but I have a piece of isometric paper in the background. Which works, so I can just put whatever sort of grid I like underneath it. So this doorway here go like so. Then we can decide what else is in this room. Maybe another encounter. Yeah. Well, I don't know if there should be like a big pool of water here. There could be something in that. So I am looking to get maybe a module printed up with this dungeon here. I have such an exciting story. Well, I don't know if the actual adventure would be exciting. I know the background is see how it comes together. So throw in the chat what sort of tutorial you like me to make. If I jump on and I just grab a sheet of paper and show you how to make a map, what sort of map would you like me to make? I can do a very basic one. I can show you some isometric stuff. I can show you the kind of freeform isometric, how I construct buildings like in the Dublin City map. Some top-down things. Yeah. Let me know what you want. That was actually the real reason why I'm streaming, is because I have had comments from people saying, oh, can you do a tutorial? I was like, okay, I'll get around to it. So this is just me getting comfortable. There's no point in doing a tutorial and then not being able to speak, or just kind of my tongue getting trapped somewhere in the back of my mouth. No, I need to be comfortable. That's what I'm doing now. Oh no, this shifted again. Okay. Always check the grid before I go. I think it's going to cause a few problems. That's okay. It's just a guide. That's fine. No harm. So let's have a look at this. I'm not seeing the full comments. Okay. Step by step for first time drawings. Yeah. Shade which out? Oh, shade the map out, or this one here? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, Or are you talking about the door? I'm uncertain what you mean. But yeah, like I could do a step by step. But the thing is, there's lots of step by step videos. I think if I do something specific that I suppose like I could give my own version to get me started, and then I could do how to do an isometric, how to make isometric circles. This is very useful if you're doing isometric maths. But I suppose I won't just jump in there. But I make an isometric circle and then I go, okay, there's my template. Not interested in doing it anymore. I remember from, it's called technical drawing, you guys call it, or if you're from the US, you call it draftsmanship. Drafting class. That was one of my favorite classes. And I still have, we're talking about 20 something years ago, but I still have the board, the whiteboard that do you know what I haven't, am I popping at all? Because I just realized my pop shield is attached to my light box, and so it's no longer in front of my mic. So there might be some popping. I apologize. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Let's see if I can do a little jobby. Right, does that work? As long as it doesn't fall over. There we go. Nice. Okay, it's fallen over. Right, perfect. No. Right, I need some solution for that. I do have another one of those stands. Let's just pop that on there. Okay, right. If there's popping from now on, I don't care. Hopefully it's not muffling the quality of the audio. All right. So where were we? Let's finish this. Finish it. Yeah, I thought that streaming would be more difficult in terms of talking to myself. It's kind of strange because I actually we did a little test, and Demon Bot joined us. Change a couple of wires, water for electric eels. Oh, electric eels in here. No, sorry, chains. Yeah, I was thinking electric eels could be. Yeah, actually, you know what? The electric eels could be here, but you need to gather some electric eels somehow and bring them down and put them in that special pot. That could be interesting. Yeah. So let's write that down. Eels. Okay. What was I talking about? I was saying something. Oh yeah. I was doing the test with Demon Bot, and I found the delay in the chat stream is about 30 seconds at one point, which that is why I'm not responding straight away if anyone is putting something into the chat. So apologies for that. I could swap it over onto an ultra low latency. Actually, I'm low latency now, so I think it's about 15 seconds. Ultra low latency will reduce the quality to a point where you might not even see what I'm doing. I don't know. I'll look back on it and we'll see how good the quality is. So yeah, I will do a beginner's guide to making a map, even though there are lots of beginner guides. But I suppose I could do a stream so that people can tell me what they want in the stream, and it could be a little bit of a back and forward. I'll like schedule a stream and then we'll do a little tutorial. Grab your pencils, grab your pens, and let's make some maps. So, what I did not factor in here is this section of wall. I like to just extend this side of the wall, well, for this map anyway. And so I only put this bit here in, so I could still do it. You know what? Turn that into a brick. Everything can be changed. Just go like that. Alright, so that's going like so. And then this one here is just a brick now. There's a section of wall. I need to continue this. Like so. I don't know how much value this is to people. New Bob Ross, yeah. happy little dungeon here. Just pop it. Actually, people were saying Bob Ross when I was doing some. We didn't actually get Bob Ross. There was this Irish guy that used to one of the channels we used to watch when we were kids. Because we had 2 channels. It was great when I was growing up. Showing my age. But I was never interested in art. Well, I was interested in art, but I was never conventionally considered good at it. I didn't like drawing people. Till now. I was like a big naked guy. Yeah, let's start with that. So this is a little trick that I learned. I always wanted to just fill the wall with brickwork. Just a little smattering of bricks does the job, and then shade the rest. And Bob's your uncle. Bob Ross is your uncle. I'm in danger of getting too comfortable streaming that I start singing. So, hello Giovanni, how are you? You're waiting for the bus. Nice, I hope it isn't raining. I'm sure it isn't. Nice. Yeah, I never really got into programs like that. We just watching some other guy doing his art, and you're supposed to follow along. It's like, okay, fair enough. I've done it again. This section of wall, but I have a solution for that. Okay, so because when you're inking, you may need. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to put a door here as well. No, I won't. I have a door here. It could just lead directly in here. Let's put a door. But if you make a mistake like this, there's always little solutions. When I have solutions anyway, I just because I make that many mistakes that I I learn little tricks. But the best thing to do is not make any mistakes in the first place. Okay, so I think I've just, so this is the top of this here. One thing you'll notice as well is I like to start a sentence and then not finish it. That annoys a lot. It's like, just finish your sentences! I will when. Sorry. Okay, so there's your little door. Happy little door. Yeah. Okay, so it's just a regular old door. I was just thinking that there should be a trap door or trapped door even at some stage. Yeah. Don't you open that trap door? I'd say I was a good singer. I just like to sing. Myself and I won't mention who because they'll get embarrassed, but we like to make up some songs. Bloody hell, I've just done it twice. Okay. So, the mistake I keep on making is I draw this section when I know that there's a wall that's coming along this way that needs a little bit of height. So, I'm going to do that now. And we're going to just lower it down. So it's going to be like broken, goes up to here, and then that's okay. So I'm just like, it's just a breakaway. It's how you show something behind. It's obviously, if you just do everything in isometric, let me see if I can show you a breakaway. Oh yeah, here's an example of a breakaway in an isometric. So obviously this would not be a very efficient gatehouse if you can just like walk in, climb over this wall. Well, actually, you could just walk through here, but you don't want to get trapped by all the murder holes. I'll just walk in here. Well, you could just climb up this ladder. Yeah, we have full access of the place. No, that's just a breakaway just to showcase. So you can use that. Yeah. So I can demonstrate that by just adding a few bricks like that. So let me see. I think we're an hour in. I think that's a good time. Yeah, we're an hour in. And I'm finding myself, maybe I wouldn't be making so many mistakes if I wasn't streaming. Though that said, I'm quite comfortable streaming. So maybe I'm just looking for a scapegoat I'm just blaming you guys for all my mistakes. It's all my fault. Okay, so we just do, that's broken away like that. There we go. So, let's do a little synopsis. Okay, let's turn this off. Okay, so here is our friendly tier. And let's break this up. But he's not tier because his soul was taken by the infamous Loki. And now he has 2 of Loki's children inhabiting his body. This guy is not getting a break anytime soon. And now he's been turned into a golem by a wayward avatar of Tyr, of his own worshipper. Turned him into a turned him into a golem. Just popped a little papyrus with an instruction on it. Because he doesn't have a soul, he has to do as he's bid. So we have the upper section like so. Then we have working our way down into the dungeon, and it will look something like this when it's done. Let me show you a few of the other sections. So on this side here we have another section that is going to connect on. You see, I'm trying to look at these pages, but also make sure it's on stream. So that's how you're going to get out of the dungeon. Come out here. When you're finished, everything is falling apart. Shadow there. Wait a sec, let's move this. Good. Then we have further down. Okay, so as I said again, that's Jormungandr wrapping around him. He's on the other side. He's biting onto his heart, and then this here very popular part of the dungeon, his butt cheek. There's other more popular parts. Okay, we're going to turn it into a theme park afterwards, but okay, so this is going to be, I haven't finished this section of dungeon, but it's going to be where you use a teleportation into this section here. You're getting access to the liver and work your way up into the heart chamber. And then this here, let me just show you further down like so. The legs. So actually I'm going to do that, Chuck. I was going to say, I just took a photo of myself, and this is, I just did the joke. I said I wouldn't do it, and then I just did it. So this is where the what are those critters called? Umber hulks. It's going to have an umber hulk layer, big drop off, and that will fall down to, there's going to be some mind flares and some slave pens and whatnot. And my tea has gone cold. I just knew it. So that we're gonna have like one foot is gonna be where the power source will be, and where you have to bring the eels and put them into this cauldron. The cauldron Himiskvida or Heimskvida, and then over here will be where the Drugar are, and the teleportation to the other place. So I haven't drawn that yet. So then we have, so I have a collection of maps. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. Yeah. This one. I am going to tear away on this, okay? Possibly pull an all-nighter. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of my mapping. As you can see, it is slow progress, okay? There is a lot of work that goes into my maps. I really hope you enjoy them. If you would like to free me up so that I have more time to do this, and you'd like high-res copies of this map and other maps, please consider joining my Patreon. And I will hopefully talk to you next time. Goodbye.